Well, good morning, everybody. And it's good to be with you today as we talk a little bit about Galatians chapter 4, verses 8 through 9. And it is September the 26th, 2024. And I do have my maple pecan coffee. So I'm excited about working through this text with you today. And we're Galatians chapter 4, verses 8 through 9. So let's take a look at those verses real quick. It says, formerly, when you did not know God, you were enslaved to those that by nature are not God's. But now that you have come to know God, or rather to be known by God, how can you turn back again to the weak and the worthless elementary principles of this world, whose slaves you want to be once more? Okay, now Paul reminds the Galatians here of their past, when they were enslaved to the false gods and the lifeless principles that they knew. Before knowing the true God, their lives were governed by futile and impotent forces that promised no real hope and no real freedom. And their former state was marked by bondage and spiritual blindness, unable to grasp the reality of God's grace. But now, however, they have come to know God, and they have come to know God more significantly and to be known by God. And this intimate relationship with God, it transforms their status and their existence. Knowing God and being known by Him implies a deep, personal, reciprocal relationship that brings freedom and it brings life. And this relationship is a profound shift from their former bondage to a life of grace and liberty that's found in Christ. So Paul expresses astonishment that they would even consider turning back to that weak and that worthless principle that they once followed. And these elementary principles that he referred to, whether legalistic rules or pagan practices, they're powerless. They are powerless to bring true righteousness and true freedom. So returning to them would mean rejecting the freedom that they now have in Christ and subjecting themselves again to spiritual slavery. So reflect on the profound change in your life since coming to know God and being known by Him. Consider the freedom and life you now have in Christ and resist the temptation to return to old, empty ways. Today, embrace your identity in Christ and the fullness of the relationship you have with God. Live in the freedom and the joy of being known by Him, and let this truth guide your decisions and actions. God bless you. I hope you have an amazing day.